The following is a presentation of TFNN.
Let's go to our first call of the day. We'll talk to John in Austin, Texas. How you doing today, John?
Way too good, Ken. Appreciate what you're doing. You do such a great job. This show is fantastic every day.
You're a good man, John. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Live at TFNN, Breakout Investing, with your host, Ken Shreve.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Breakout Investing on TFNN. Ken Shreve with you. Thanks very much for tuning in to Breakout Investing. A couple of house cleaning items. First of all, the phone number, 877-927-6648. That is toll free. Give me a call. Let's talk about this market. You can catch my show daily on TFNN from 3 to 4 Eastern, right in front of the Tom O'Brien Show from 4 to 6. And if you can't listen to the show live, no worries. Head over to iTunes. You can pick it up as a podcast over there. And another cool way to listen to all TFNN programming is with your smartphone. Just plug those earbuds in, open your smartphone browser, and type in this, tfnn.mobi. That's all you have to type in. You can listen to the stream that way as well. If you want to look at charts live right along with me, you can do that with Tiger TV on the homepage of tfnn.com. It is also accessible on your handheld device, but at tfnn.com the show is carried live on channel 1. It is archived on channel 13. Well, I guess there are two words that best describe today's market action: risk on. Risk on, definitely. A lot of growth names moving higher today. Some in very impressive volume. That is exactly what I want to see. Makes me feel more comfortable about the prospects for a continued rally here. In recent days on the show, we've been talking about a market that, has been really hasn't been under that much accumulation, especially when we look at the NASDAQ composite. It started to rally. Heavy volume upside reversal off its lows on November 16th. But from that day, very few instances where the NASDAQ was actually rising in above average volume. But you did have two recent accumulation days in the NASDAQ right here where it gapped above its 50-day moving average. I don't have the date on this chart, but I can get it for you. But you had a gap up for the NASDAQ gap up for the NASDAQ composite over its 50-day moving average. That was on December 11th, on this day right here. And then you had a little accumulation day for the NASDAQ today. Now, what you have for the composite today is a technical breakout, no question about it. Volume had been tracking lower on the NASDAQ today, but it has been getting heavier as the session progresses, holding near highs. That's a bullish sign. Right now, the tech index up 40.5 points, 1.3% gain to 3,051. NASDAQ volume is tracking about 3% higher than the total we saw yesterday, which was 1.83 billion shares. On the New York Stock Exchange, impressive volume today. We had 697 million shares trade on the NYSE yesterday. We're tracking 20 to 25% higher than that today, which means we could see 825, 850 million thereabouts on the New York Stock Exchange. S&P 500 also up near its session high. Breakout for this index today as well. It is up 14 points, 1% gain for the S&P 500 to 1444. And the Dow Jones Industrial Average also up near its session high, up 106 points, 0.8% to 13,341. So, some renewed signs of accumulation in the NASDAQ. I mentioned risk on. There are a lot of growth names moving. Of course, the show being called Breakout Investing, we're going to go over a lot of strong movers today. Remember, when a market rally that's trying to gain traction and a market rally that needs money coming in from the sidelines, perhaps we're at that point now where we're finally starting to see it. Take a look at a name like Amazon.com. We mentioned it yesterday, a good base forming, good, powerful, heavy volume breakout today. The stock is trading at $260.88, up $7.02, 2.8% gain. You can see the volume bar down here. Good day of accumulation in Amazon. This is a stock that normally trades about 3.5 million shares a day. We still have about 50 minutes left to go in Tuesday's session. It has already traded better than 4 million shares. So good volume expansion in Amazon as it breaks out in heavy volume. Good to see. Money coming out of bonds and into stocks today. As a result, bond yields up sharply. Yield on the 10-year note now at 1.83%. 30-year bond back over 3% at 3.01%. U.S. dollar index down, but not by much. Down 0.3% to 79.33. Let's take a look here. I want to take a look at that U.S. dollar index. I think it's under U here. I always have a hard time. There it is, the U.S. dollar index. And what we have here is, I mentioned this a couple days ago, maybe late last week, but the U.S. dollar index to me looks like it's forming a head and shoulders chart structure, which is a bearish chart structure. There's a lot of technical formations out there that have some are bullish, some are bearish. The head and shoulders pattern is a bearish formation, has a pretty good track record of flagging continued price weakness, but you've got your left shoulder right here that was formed in late 2011, early 2012, your head, which formed in the summer here, and your right shoulder, if you're watching on Tiger TV, which the high in that right shoulder was back last month or so. But this is the neckline, this blue line, and what you have here is a distinct possibility that this 79 level in the U.S. dollar index could get taken out sooner rather than later. So the dollar index to me looks like a bearish technical setup here, and certainly continued weakness in the dollar. That could be good news for stocks. So we'll see how that plays out in coming days. So the U.S. dollar at 79.33 now. It's getting pretty close to that $79 level. Gold today took a hit, down $27.50, 1.6% decline for gold to $1,670.70 an ounce. The Spider Gold Trust ETF really taking a hit. It is down $2.60 now, 1.6% decline to 161.84. We mentioned the 200-day moving average for the GLD being a long-term support level. That 200-day moving average is at 161.27. The GLD hit an intraday low today of 160.90, so it did undercut it just for a moment. It is holding above the 200-day moving average, but not by much. GLD last trading at 161.84. 200-day moving average at 161.27, so about 50-60 cents above that long-term support level. Could easily see a shakeout in the GLD here. Crude oil up for the third straight session, closes at 87.93 a barrel, up 73 cents, 0.8% gain for gold. More goings on in Capitol Hill today. House Speaker John Boehner spoke earlier this morning, said that the White House's $1.3 trillion in revenue and $850 billion in spending cuts is not balanced. And he said that Republicans are presenting a balanced proposal, and that President Obama is just not there yet. The White House would have you believe that they do have a balanced approach, even though it doesn't add up to the Republicans. So the bickering continues back and forth. Boehner said that if a plan is not, or an agreement is not reached with the White House, he's going to go to Plan B, which would extend Bush tax cuts for people making less than $1 million a year. Obama said no way to that, and it wouldn't have any chance of passing the Senate. So very interesting to see the market moving the way it is today, when you still have a lot of uncertainty in Capitol Hill about the fiscal cliff. If you saw something on Twitter today, if you're an investor that is constantly listening to the headlines, you're probably out of this market. But if you're watching, price and volume and some of these emerging leaders gain traction, you're in this market. So, it's important to, understand what's going on in Washington. But above all else, we need to pay attention to the fact that the NASDAQ composite is starting to show some signs of accumulation here. It hadn't shown much since it hit a low of 28.10 back on November 16th, but again, on December 11th, last week, we had a nice accumulation day for the NASDAQ, gap up, big percentage gain, back above its 50-day moving average. And then yesterday, December 17th, another nice day of accumulation. Today, you're getting some good upside breakouts, which is what a market rally needs to succeed, bottom line. So this has kind of has me in the sweet spot in terms of my ultimate growth stocks model portfolio. I have been, waiting patiently for leadership to start to assert itself, and we could be at that point now. So I added another position today, so my ultimate growth stocks model portfolio currently has 4 long positions and 1 short position. I feel comfortable with the 4 longs that I have. Good outperformance today. If you want to check out 30 days free of ultimate growth stocks, you can do that right on the homepage of tfnn.com. You just go to the newsletter tab and then investment newsletters, and you can get a 30-day free trial to Ultimate Growth Stocks. Don't forget, you can use Tiger Dollars at tfnn.com to get a really nice discount on my newsletter and others. If you purchase before December 19th, which is tomorrow, you'll get a 25% bonus match on any amount you spend over $500 bucks. But we'll also donate up to 10% of your purchase price to the Salvation Army for the holidays. So be sure to check out the details of that special also on the homepage of tfnn.com. Leadership. The financials really starting to look interesting here. The Financial Select Sector Spider Fund getting a little breakout here. It's not too late, in my opinion, with the XLF. It is still within buying range. A breakout over 1640. It's trading at 1650 right now. So, you're not looking at a ETF that is overbought, super extended in price. It looks to me like it's in the early stages of a breakout here. Up 17 cents today, 1% to 1650. So the financials looking solid here. One of the top holdings of the XLF is JP Morgan Chase & Company. It is in a base here, kind of sluggish price action, but it has rallied nicely over the past 2-3 weeks or so. Made a move from about $40 up to $43.67. That's its last price, but trying to break out of a base that started back in October earlier this year. So technicals of JP Morgan Chase look pretty good. Maybe my favorite chart in the financial space overall is going to be Goldman Sachs. The stock is up $3.61 today, 2.9% gain to 127.10. And when we look at a weekly chart for Goldman, you're going to see a pretty bullish technical setup here. I think this is one to be one definitely to keep an eye on. You can see a weekly chart here. You could call this a big cup with handle. Big cup with handle pattern, and you have another financial in the early stages of an upside breakout here. So Goldman trying to move with conviction over 126, 127 a share, looking very strong technically. Headed into the first break, folks. Good day for the market, good day for the bulls. We'll talk more about it when we come back. You're listening to Breakout Investing on TFNN. Stick with me.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Terrell Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investments. And whether you're bullish or bearish on U.S. Treasuries, the ETFs from Direction Shares are there to help you magnify your perspective. Bull ETFs for a rising market and bear ETFs for a falling market. Direction Shares gives you the tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at directionshares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Happy holidays from TFNN. Our most rewarding Tiger Dollar sale is back this December at TFNN. Normally, we offer only a 10 to 20% bonus on Tiger Dollar purchases, but through December 19th only, when you purchase Tiger Dollars to spend on any of our products, you get a 25% bonus on your purchase, and up to 10% of whatever you spend will be donated to the Salvation Army in your name. You'll receive a personalized thank you letter directly from our local Clearwater Salvation Army administrator in appreciation of your donation. Tiger Dollars can be used on any of our newsletters or subscriptions, never expire, and are fully transferable. Take advantage of our most rewarding Tiger Dollar sale of the year right now. Visit TFNN.com for all the details and to make your purchase today. Happy holidays from TFNN. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
This segment is brought to you by Goldfields. For more information, just click the Goldfields banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks, to Breakout Investing on TFNN. Ken Shreve with you, 877-927-6648. So Tiger TV looking at a chart of the NASDAQ Composite. Breakout today over a swing point of 30.35. Composite last trading at 30.48. Up close to 38 points on the day, 1.3% gain. At last check, volume was tracking a little bit higher than Monday, continuing a string of recent accumulation in the tech index. Hopefully we'll continue to see new money come in from the sidelines, but because that is really what is going to be needed for this market uptrend to sustain itself. What's different about today, since the NASDAQ hit a low in mid-November, is that we're finally starting to see some leaders come out. We've seen isolated examples, mostly a mixed bag of breakouts up to this point, but plenty of stocks working today. We mentioned Amazon.com, strong move for this stock today. There were a couple of positive headlines around Amazon. RBC Capital Markets came out, raised its price target to $300 from $250. You can see shares of Amazon trading at $259.94, up 2.4% on the day, holding above a swing point right around $255. So RBC Capital Markets raised its price target. They basically said that a lot of the investment that Amazon has been making on its infrastructure, investments in fulfillment, say that 10 times fast, investments in fulfillment centers could start to slow in 2013. So Maybe we see Amazon, return to profitability. It's been showing declining earnings growth in recent quarters, but again, that has to do with a lot of investment in infrastructure that the company is making. I think Jefferies also had a positive note today out on Amazon, but not positive about that. Take a look at Apple. Apple is rallying again today. I'm going to stick to my guns here. I really don't expect Apple to provide meaningful leadership going forward. You can't have the technical damage that's been done in Apple. Or I should say, with all the technical damage that's been done to the stock, it's very rare where a stock is able to, fight its way back. And, for Apple, it would mean a fresh move back to the $700 level. So many institutions getting out of this stock. It is up 2 days in a row here, up another $12.23 today, 2.4% gain to 531.06, but still has significant resistance levels to overcome, overhead supply to work through. It's not going to be an easy road back for Apple. Today, a federal judge denied the company's request for a permanent U.S. sales ban on Samsung smartphones. Stock is shrugging that off. Another report said that Apple is in talks with Foursquare to integrate its local data into Apple's mapping application. Apple wants to compete better with Google Maps. And a report from Jefferies says Apple's rumored TV will use gesture recognition technology similar to what is seen in Microsoft's Kinect video game console, motion-controlled gaming system. So interesting. A lot of headlines always around Apple. More today. Take a look at shares of Google. And we'll see that it's given back some of its gains. It's actually down 37 cents now to $720.41. I think it's still too early with Google. I think this one has the potential to lead. The thing is it's working on the right side of a base. And if you look at a weekly chart for Google, you'll see quite simply it has more work to do to complete the base. So what Apple could do is work its way higher eventually to maybe that 750 area, then drift lower, form a little handle area, then you've got a good cup with handle base, and then maybe an ultimate breakout over that 775 level. So don't buy in anticipation of a breakout. Wait for the base to complete. So we'll continue to watch Google because it certainly is acting a lot better. This could be an example of a base that eventually completes, and you could get a nice move. Taking a look at ARII, this is kind of a newsmaker stock today. American Railcar Industries. This company is controlled by Carl Icahn. Shares up 7.5% today to $34.65. Today, Carl Icahn bid $542 million for Greenbrier Companies, GBX. There are going to be antitrust concerns about this deal, though. Stern AG said the railcar industry is already heavily consolidated. The combination of Greenbrier and American Railcar would comprise about 37% of the market this year. So ARII up on news that Carl Icahn wants to buy Greenbrier. GBX also rallying on the news, but not as much. Up almost 7.3% to 2036. But this deal will be closely scrutinized, and we'll see what happens. Ken Shreve with you, Breakout Investing, folks. We will be right back.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the Rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now. If you're an investor looking for a great weekly investment newsletter, then now is the perfect time to try out Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Every Tuesday, Ken breaks down multiple sectors in his weekly newsletter, Ultimate Growth Stocks, with a full in-depth report including specific trading recommendations within his model portfolio, charts, sector analysis, upcoming economic data, along with intra-week trading updates on newsletter positions whenever the market dictates. Right now, you can receive a full month, that's 30 days, to evaluate Ken's newsletter free of charge to see if it fits your trading plan. At less than $75 per month, Ken provides you with his expert trading advice that can pay for itself in no time. Take advantage of this great offer by signing up for a 30-day free trial to Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks today. Don't let this offer pass you by. Visit the front page of TFNN.com and sign up now. Daryl Martin coined the phrase diagnostic trading, and we're happy to announce that his diagnostic box spread analyzer has finally been released. The Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer helps you easily identify the best box spreads on Nadex in seconds, plus you receive access to the diagnostic deviation levels, as well as step-by-step training videos teaching you how to trade Nadex spreads so you can quickly master the mechanics of this simple yet powerful trading instrument. By pulling live data from the Nadex exchange, the Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer does all the math for you, calculating risk, reward potential, distance to break even for both outright spreads and spreads used to hedge the underlying market. Visit the front page of TFNN.com today to get your 2-week free trial to Daryl Martin's Diagnostic Box Spread Analyzer and gain access to the valuable information it can provide when trading the Nadex box spreads.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
This segment is brought to you by Direction Shares. To learn more about tactical tools for the sophisticated active investor, hit the Direction Shares banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
NASDAQ Composite still holding near session highs, up close to 37 points, 1.2% to 3,047. Nice little breakout today for the tech index. We'll see where this market rally takes us. But what's different about today is that you've got a lot of stocks participating in the rally. Commvault Systems, CVLT. This is a super strong performer here. CVLT, the ticker symbol here. The stock is up 2% today. A little bit off its high, but still 2% gain to $70.86. Another example, when it broke out over 59 in late October, it was a gap up, but it was another situation where if you had bought the gap up, you'd be looking pretty good here because stock has been on a nice uptrend ever since. Commvault is a software company. They do backup recovery, archival, storage management software. Pretty good growth prospects, good top line, bottom line growth in recent quarters, but nice move for Commvault. Good volume in the stock today, too. It normally trades about 500,000 shares a day. Today it's up close to 900,000 shares. So good day of outperformance for Commvault. We talked about SodaStream yesterday, a hated stock on Wall Street, but a company that does have a very solid track record of growth. You can buy the SodaStream machines and make soda inside your home. Probably going to see a really, really strong holiday shopping season for SodaStream. Shares are up 1.2% today, following through after a big percentage gain yesterday. SodaStream last trading around 44.06, near its session low after early strength, but good powerful breakout for the stock. Yesterday, volume heavy again, 1.6 million shares today. SodaStream averages about 830,000 shares. Rackspace Hosting, another big winner. Been talking about this one on the show. Breakout over $70 a share today. Last trading at 72.06, up 5.1% on the day. Rackspace trades about 1.5 million shares a day. Today, 2.8 million. So 1.3 million shares above its average daily volume. When you see a big volume spike like that, that is usually the result of big investors in there buying, some institutional buying. So good to see on Rackspace Hosting. And then a tough stock to handle, these 3D printer companies. Here's 3D Systems. Good, strong move for this stock today, up 6.5% to 51.42. I'm actually okay, and I may regret it, but I'm okay not owning 3D Systems or Stratasys at this point. They're just too volatile. I sometimes have to draw the line. I want to be able to sleep at night. You can look at 3D Systems. I don't know that it passed a buy point today. Some may disagree with me, but it seems to me the last time it passed a buy point was when it cleared 46.92 back in this area. Here was a swing point of 46.92. It broke out, and then if you had bought on that breakout, you probably would have had to cut losses because it just really crashed 3 days later. Now it's working its way back higher, and it clears another swing point today of 49.35. So I don't know. Maybe it's different this time around. Volume of 2.5 million shares, well above its average daily volume of 1.6 million. So looks like it's under accumulation today, but this one is just a tough stock to handle. Stratasys looks like the laggard among the two 3D printing companies. 3D Systems breaking out today. Stratasys having a good day, up 5.6% to 74.99, but it's still trading a little bit off its high. So decent day of trading for Stratasys, but 3D Systems looks to be the leader in the group at this point. Earlier today, the National Association of Home Builders Wells Fargo Housing Market Index rose 2 points in December to a reading of 47. Confidence among home builders is at its highest level since April 2006. That reading of 47 was in line with expectations. Taking a look at the iShares Dow Jones U.S. Home Construction Index Fund. Breakout for the fund today, up 41 cents, 2% gain to 21.42. Another one that is still within buying range here. This is not an example of a breakout that has run too far too fast. You can see it's just in the early stages of breaking out here, so I don't think you're chasing if you wanted to nibble at the ITB here. Some home builders doing well. Nice breakout yesterday for MI Homes. That's ticker MHO on the New York Stock Exchange. Good follow through for MI Homes today, up another 4.6%. Very impressive move here. Big breakout yesterday. Another day of follow through today, up 4.6% to 25.59. Now, the swing point here was 24.13, so at 25.59, you're kind of getting borderline extended here, so be careful not to chase. Ryland Group, another strong performer in the home building group. Very bullish follow through today for this stock as well, up another 4.5% to 37.45. The swing point for Ryland Group would be right around 35.84, maybe 36 thereabouts. So this is one that is getting close to be extended, may not be extended yet though. So two strong performing home builders there, MHO as well as Ryland Group. Coming up, tomorrow in terms of economic data, we've got housing starts, building permits for November. Housing starts expected to fall 21,000 to 873,000. And then Thursday, weekly jobless claims expected to be up 2,000 to 345,000. We've also got the third estimate to Third quarter gross domestic product expected to come in unchanged from the second estimate, 2.7% growth. Also, existing home sales data due Thursday. And another important reading on manufacturing, the Philadelphia Fed will be out Thursday. It came in at minus 10.7 in November, so investors will be hoping for a much better reading. Remember, on Monday we got a very poor reading from the Empire Manufacturing Index. We'll see what Philly Fed has to say on Thursday. A couple of earnings reports to take a look at. We've got some pretty big-time earnings reports coming up Thursday, but today, FactSet Research Systems. It's a provider of financial information. Customers include banks, investment managers, hedge funds, other financial companies. Decent bottom line and top line growth, but a lukewarm outlook. Not a terrible outlook, but just kind of a lukewarm, so-so outlook. Earnings were up 11% to $1.22 a share. Sales were up 7% to just over $211 million. Stock is down 4.2% on the news to $92.31. And then talking about the strength in the financials, Jefferies. Boy, this one's been a really strong performer. Up 3.1% today to $18.81. Jefferies, well, just last month, Leucadia National, which is often referred to as the baby Berkshire Hathaway, Leucadia National bought Jefferies for $3.6 billion. Jefferies was out with earnings today, up 106% from a year ago to 35 cents a share. Sales up 22% to $973.3 million. So good performance for Jefferies Group today. It's going to become a unit of Leucadia National when the deal closes. Another stock in Jefferies Group is Raymond James Financial, RJF. I want to be careful. Well, RGF is actually kind of, one of these financials that is approaching a former high and a base, so, can't rule out the possibility of a breakout here. It's been up nicely for the past 6 trading sessions, up another 2.2% today to $39.40. So Raymond James, another financial that we could see a breakout sooner rather than later. BlackRock, another strong performer in the financial space, but I'd be careful with this one. You don't want to chase it. BlackRock recently broke out over $192 a share. This was back in November. It is working on, 8 straight gains, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, more around 10 or 11 straight gains for BlackRock. So you don't want to chase this one up here too extended after a recent breakout over 192. Equinix, data center services provider. We've been talking about this one in recent days. Trading near its session low after early strength, but still up 0.7% to 202.92. This is another example of a base forming here. When these stocks come up off the bottom like Equinix did, it hit a low in mid-November just like the major averages did, and it's been working its way higher ever since. But this one could use one last shakeout. If we're going to get a breakout attempt, a bona fide breakout attempt for Equinix, would be nice to see a little low volume shakeout. That could possibly pave the way for a breakout. United Rentals finally started to show signs of life here. Recently broke out over 43.13. The swing point was here in late October, but really no accumulation, no volume at all. This one was really looking tired, but the stock is up 4.6% today to 44.51. 2.1 million shares for United Rentals. It normally trades 2.6 million, so this is a stock that still is rising in light volume. Not clear to me that institutions are buying here, but give United Rentals credit for a solid day of outperformance. Volume not all that impressive yet, but recent breakout over 43.15 is working. No volume, which is potentially problematic, but good day for URI. And checking in on LinkedIn, another stock working on the right side of a base here. Still has a lot more work to do. I don't think this one is buyable yet. Would really like to see it prove itself more. Kind of similar to Equinix. Would benefit from a little handle area, maybe a little shakeout. But for some reason, institutions are still staying away from this one. This is a stock that I would think would benefit from, some sort of window dressing between now and the end of the year. Growth prospects are very bright for the online professional network, but if it's going to be a leader in 2013, it definitely has more work to do to complete the base. You can see 8 price gains in the last 10 trading sessions for LinkedIn, back above its 50-day moving average. So it's got potential, but definitely not out of the woods yet. So that's what's going on. That's what's going on in these markets. Let's take a look at Nasdaq Composite here as we get close to our final break here. Nasdaq Composite up 38 points now, 1.3% gain to 3,048, almost 3,049. The S&P 500. S&P 500 up near its session high as well, up 13 points, 0.9% gain to 1443, and the Dow also up near its high. It is currently up 87 points, 0.7% to 13,322. So, yeah, the gist of kind of what we're talking about in this market. Again, a very, very encouraging action in the major averages today. It looks like it could be another accumulation day for the Nasdaq Composite. At last check, volume was tracking a little bit higher than what we saw Monday. Right now tracking about 5% higher than the 1.83 billion shares that we saw on Monday. So it looks like another day of mild accumulation. Good volume push on the New York Stock Exchange. That's up about 20%. Than higher than what we saw on Monday, which was close to 700 million shares. I would say, we could easily see 825, 850 million shares on the New York Stock Exchange trade today. So some other heavy volume movers today. Let's take a look at Middleby, MIDD. Middleby. This is an interesting stock. It did recently have a nice technical breakout. Middleby makes these industrial ovens. Kind of a tough one to buy here because it never really broke out of a base. It had a huge gap up here back in early August. You can see here, and then it formed a little base right here, but really a stock that's just been kind of moving higher. Really never gave you an opportunity to buy it, but decent volume in Middleby today. It's up 1.8% today to 131.71. Company with outstanding fundamentals, pretty good growth prospects, just not an easy one to buy. All right, I wanted to take a look at Oracle ahead of earnings after the close today. A lot of people talking about large cap tech might be a place to be in 2013. I don't disagree, actually, especially when you see a technical setup like Oracle. Nice breakout for the stock today, over 32.50 ahead of earnings. I'm sure there's some people that might have picked up some shares of Oracle ahead of earnings because of its strong technical picture. With sentiment improving the way it is, maybe that's not a bad play. I typically don't like to do that, buying so close to earnings, even when a stock is acting well and trading bullishly. So you've got a nice setup in Oracle headed into today. Good breakout for the stock today, up 1.5% to 32.81. Only 30 cents above that swing point. Earnings expected to be up 13% from a year ago to 61 cents a share. Sales only up 3% to $9 billion. We'll talk about some other earnings reports when we come back. Put the finishing touches on the Tuesday edition of Breakout Investing. We'll do that in about 3 minutes. Stick with me, folks. Breakout Investing on TFNN.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full custom optimization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
With the launch of Tiger TV, TFNN has brought our programming to the next level. With Tiger TV, you can gain access to each host's charts and computer screens as they host their daily stock program. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Ken Shreve, David White, Larry Pesavento, Victor Jones, or Carol Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on Tiger TV for your viewing pleasure 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't checked out Tiger TV, then visit TFNN.com and see what you're missing.
You've heard Tom O'Brien on the air, and you've seen him on Tiger TV, as well as being featured as a regular CNBC guest and contributor, and now you can have access to his expert trading advice each morning through his daily trading newsletter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, gives traders, investors, and money managers a thorough strategy for trading stocks, options, and indices every market day. Market Insights comes out each market day before 9:30 a.m. and provides traders with Tom's daily commentary, opinion, and specific trade recommendations on the markets. Using advanced Fibonacci methods, volume indicators, Gartley patterns, candlestick charting, gaps, and market timing, Market Insights will give you specific trade recommendations including entry, stop, and exit prices. The summer is over and traders are back. Get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com.
Recently, Basil Chapman has had some outstanding trades in his newsletter, The Opening Call. Each morning by 9 a.m., Basil uploads his newsletter to the TFNN servers so that his subscribers can access his expert trading advice. Basil gives his take on the direction of key indices and updates any active trades that his subscribers are currently in. Just recently, Basil subscribers closed out a short position in Chipotle Mexican Grill, CMG, for more than an $86 profit per share, over a 20% gain in just one position. If you'd like to try out Basil Chapman's newsletter, The Opening Call, then visit the front page of TFNN.com and click Trading Newsletters. There you'll find Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, where you can request a free sample copy. Also, don't miss Basil's program, The Tiger Technicians Hour, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, on TFNN. Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Catch Tom O'Brien, founder and CEO of TFNN, professional trader and educator. Also a special guest on CNBC, analyzing the commodity markets. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, everyone, to Breakout Investing on TFNN as we head into the close here, talking about Oracle's earnings after the close, and nice breakout today, pre-earnings from Oracle. Another enterprise software firm having a good day. Shares of Workday. Remember, Workday didn't come public that long ago, had its IPO in October at $28 a share. Workday is now trading at $53.17, up 4.4% on the day. Doesn't look like a major day of accumulation, but it is fast approaching a swing point here of $53.68. So another stock on breakout watch here. Workday trades about 950,000 shares a day. That's its average daily volume. Has it's a small cap stock. Market cap, I think that market cap is around $1.5 billion. Let me just double check the market cap for Workday here. But it is a small cap Actually not. No, 8.8 billion market cap for Workday. Either way, poised for a technical breakout here. So Workday, another name to watch here. Interesting guy I follow on Twitter, Joe Kunkel out of Boston, reminds us that Oracle owns a 10% stake in Mellanox Technologies, which has really been hammered in recent weeks here. Mellanox down 1.1% to 62.01. Stock has completely fallen apart. It used to be was a big market winner. Interesting to see if Oracle comments on its position in Mellanox when it reports earnings after the close today. We did have an acquisition today that I didn't talk about. Nielsen NLSN on the on the Nasdaq up nicely, 4.3% gain to 3091. News is that it is acquiring radio ratings firm Arbitron for $1.3 billion or $48 a share. So small acquisition today. Another interesting company set to report earnings after the close today, Apogee Enterprises. This is a small company, market cap of $660 million. Average daily volume less than 200,000 shares, but they're in a nice niche business. They make glass walls and windows for industrial, commercial buildings. And I got to tell you, this is an interesting little technical setup here ahead of earnings. APOG is the ticker symbol for Apogee, and it is a company with pretty good fundamentals, good growth prospects. The stock is under accumulation. I like this. The big move that it made not that long ago. It was on, it was a technical breakout on November 27th, right here, and then you can see how it has held those gains nicely, up another 2.5% today to 2366. Not out of the question that you could see a breakout here over 2389. Small cap on the not a very liquid stock, but good fundamentals, good technicals. Tomorrow, before the open, we're going to hear from FedEx, FDX, on the New York Stock Exchange. FedEx making a nice pre-earnings move, up 1.65% ahead of the results to 92.52. And we're also going to hear from General Mills. In the morning, it has made some good progress after a recent breakout over $40.50. General Mills down a penny today to $41.72, but we'll hear from General Mills after the close before the open tomorrow morning. So FedEx and General Mills before the open tomorrow. Thursday, big day of earnings. Micron Technology, Red Hat, Nike, Research in Motion. So kind of back-end loaded on the week with high-profile earnings reports. Coming up next, the Tom O'Brien Show, folks. Thanks very much for tuning in. Always appreciate it. Breakout Investing next 3 o'clock tomorrow. Take care.
Let me tell you something, folks. I have people coming up to me saying, I just can't believe the amount of work that Steve does on his newsletter. And I says, I absolutely agree.
That is a recent clip from the Money Masters show that Tom and I do each day at TFNN. My newsletter service, Mastering Probability, is much, much more than a newsletter. Yes, it's outperformed the S&P 500 by 100% during the last 15 months. But more importantly, it's an extraordinary education, a roadmap for your success. And it's yours risk-free for the next 30 days. Just go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, and then Mastering Probability, because everyone needs a success strategy. For most, it's a competitive edge, the will to win, the drive to overcome any obstacle. Whatever you call it, winners find a way. Find your way to Mastering Probability today, because your journey to extraordinary rewards is just one click away.